Hi everybody, excuse the whippersnipper noise outside, but I'm switching this video on, switching the camera on to do this video. That's a better way of putting it. But the reason why I'm actually doing it is because, yes, I'm feeding Jack and you will see a rat's tail hanging there at the moment. But the reason why I'm actually clicking the video on is why I like to be around when my snakes are actually feeding and not just letting them grab it and jumping in the car or shutting the door and walking out or doing anything like that. I'll try and go a little bit closer for you, and hopefully the camera, you know, will not actually blur. And Jack's twirling around down there trying to eat this rat. But yeah, the reason why I flicked the camera on was when stop blurring camera please. But he was originally over here when he got that rat, and then he moved himself around and went plonk there into the water bowl, and he was, you know, in that I got to keep hold of the rat and I'm in the water and I need to get out of the water. So I could see that he was going to sorry guys, I could see that he was going to manage that quite well and would have got himself out of that. And you know, a lot of snakes will in that particular circumstance. But guys, just remember that some can't, and they won't let go of that rat and can drown. So hence why I've put the camera on and made a point of saying it is important to be there when your snake is having their feed, to watch them in case they get themselves into any trouble. I did go in and I helped and lifted Jack out of his water. I also moved the water bowl, you know, away so that I know he doesn't somehow flip himself back in there, and that would be a dreadful thing, to have your snake actually drown on you over a simple thing as, yeah, falling into a water bowl, and you know, even getting to the point where they're so tight in there that they can't let go of the rat to maneuver themselves out. So just keep that in mind when you do feed your snakes. I'm not saying that, you know, it happens a lot. More's the point, it can happen. And if you live feed too, you know, I think it is even more so very important to watch and make sure that that live feeder has passed away and has no ability then to hurt or harm your snake. And we all do know that that does happen and has happened. And snakes are very resilient. You know, they're to little bites and scratches and so forth. But be aware, if not kept in check, they can develop into a very bad infection for them as well. So Jack is getting that feeder down. You can see his head now getting further up the rat. So that's two, because as I've said, Jack is eating much smaller feeders at the moment and is refusing to take those, what I would say would be, you know, the girth of his belly size. He's not into those big ones at all at this point. That doesn't mean he's not going to go back to it. Our weather is you know, starting to warm up a little bit more, and he may be looking at a bigger feeder at meal times. He may not. It just means between him and Jessie, and now of course Tessa, I'm going through a lot of the adult size, and I have plenty of the extra large sitting there, which were meant for him. So I do hope he will take them, but if he doesn't, he doesn't. I'm pretty sure that Jessie isn't going to have an issue and is at a point where he could probably manage one of those extra large rats. But you know, Jessie's already a pretty big boy and Tessa's already a pretty big girl, and I'm not necessarily saying that the reason why they are big is because of the feeders, because that isn't true. You know, my snakes get a lot of exercise and build up a lot of muscle, and that's where a lot of their bulk and their weight actually comes from, and not fat on them. But currently the only one that is out, and I have out, is of course Lily, and I did a video a little bit earlier on with her, showing you my stickers arrived and getting them out, and yeah, letting you see them all, and you don't want to see that piece of wood. But there she is over there just chilling, and she's going to have to go back in an hour or so because I have to go out today with an appointment, which also happens. But at least I know, you know, I started feeding Jack. I knew in plenty of time that I was going to be here. For him to get those rats into his belly, and that he would be okay. And Jack could could probably eat 3 of those rats, as you could see. As soon as he heard that door, he immediately thought, well, there might be another one on its way, but there isn't, because those 2 would certainly make up to a decent size meal for Jack. Now currently my whole house is in a little bit of turmoil. You know, I've been saying that I'm looking at getting things done and changed around here in my home. So very briefly, I'm emptying out a shelf here that is just taking up space and holds all my little bits and pieces. So as much as I love all my little bits and pieces I've collected, you know, over the years and stuff, I've decided to declutter and get rid of a lot of those things that I have collected over the years, and I don't have the space. You know, I of course will keep all my photographs and some things that have a lot of meaning to me, and all of my combi vans that I've collected over the years and stuff. I did put some feeders in there for Sia, but I can see, and I've been keeping my eye out, but as you can see, she is just not interested in eating. I turned the light out, being that little bit of a shy girl. You know, I like to give her that privacy if she wants to come out and grab one of her feeders. So I know that she is definitely not going to eat any of those today. Sia is just not well. And I am, yes, taking her to the vet and having her checked over. Like, man, yeah, I don't even know what to say at this particular point when it comes to Sia. Just seem to get rid of one respiratory infection and another starts, and no, it's not her heating, and no, it's not her humidity. That is all on point. You know, I did up the temperatures for her by a couple of degrees while she was dealing with that respiratory infection. Due to the heat There's Jack just starting to clean his mouth and do his thing in there. You know, heat being up and this RI, she developed an infection in her mouth, which I've been, of course, treating as well, and already being a snake that hasn't what I would consider to be so connected with me. You know, it's not a very nice thing that I have to be doing with her, and I don't enjoy doing it with her. She doesn't like me doing it naturally, but I have to do it, and we've got a bit of glare there. So guys, it's just a little bit of an update, and of course Jack, and beware of the water bowls in the enclosures when your snakes are eating. But you know, you all take care of yourself and your family and your friends, and your snakes, which I'm trying very hard with Sia right now, and all your animals. Ciao.